This podcast features immature people talking about very mature content and is intended only for adult audiences. Welcome, one and all, to The Pen is Mightier, the world's greatest and possibly only audio fanfiction and erotica competition. I'm your host, Paul J.P., and on today's episode we have a cocksure contingent of comely contestants, and I am so excited to welcome them all to the show. First off, we have a writer for Parton Pearl and the co-host of Riverdale Rude Dudes, the greatest podcast all about everyone's favorite CW garbage show. You can find him at his Twitter account, at @ActuallyChris. It's Chris Middleton.
Hello! I would say the Vulture podcast is better than ours. No, we're pretty good.
We also have one half of improv and sketch powerhouse Uber and Klonk, and you can find her on Instagram at Carley Thorne. It's Carley Thorne.
Hi. That's all I have to offer. There's no podcast that's better than mine because mine doesn't exist.
What's your favorite Riverdale podcast?
My favorite Riverdale podcast is Riverdale Rude Dudes.
Yeah.
It's the only one I know.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
And lastly, but not leastly, we have an alumnus of Second City's House Company, who you can find at Pop Goes Andrea on socials everywhere. It is Andrea Marston.
Hello.
And your favorite Riverdale podcast is?
You know what's crazy is I actually have other friends with a Riverdale podcast in New York City, but I like the Riverdale Rude Dudes because they're cuter and they're my friends.
Oh,
Take that, New York.
Also, I don't watch Riverdale.
That's fine. You don't need to watch it to listen to the podcast. We're separate entities.
That's true, yeah. It's very thoroughly going through every episode. And
yeah.
I mean, at least from what I know, ripping it apart.
From being a guest on the podcast, yeah. No, I did have a friend who actually listened to an episode having never seen it, and she was like, I had no idea what was going on, but I really enjoyed it.
Chris knows that I watched, I think, the first 3 seasons when I was on my ass for a week with the flu.
Mm-hmm.
And my experience of Riverdale is very tied to being sick and feeling awful.
I mean, that's everybody's.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty common, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it because I was like, I'm an old lady who loved like Archie comics, but then Betty got all weird. And
Ooh, Betty got dark.
Yeah, Betty got dark, and then I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Betty became evil Betty.
I don't know. This is not as wholesome as I remember it to be.
You're not wrong. Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah, I just stopped watching at the episode where they perform a cheer show for a prison.
Man.
And they play a football game at the prison.
No.
And they all riot.
Listen,
what did they expect to happen?
Yeah.
It's got the famous line of like, I dropped out of school when I was 9 to run drugs to pay for my grandma's healthcare, and Archie's like, so then you've never played high school football.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about the highs and lows of high school football.
And like, that's what you took from that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Archie, the most tone deaf character on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets way worse. Oh, believe me.
You know, in the comic books, Archie is also the worst, though. Maybe that's just his vibe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the show, does the Punisher or the Predator or Sonic the Hedgehog ever show up?
Actually, the Punisher does make an appearance in season 4.
How does Sonic
Because it's all the same comic
naturally?
book universe. Is like Archie Comics owns like Sonic the Hedgehog, Punisher, all that stuff. But the Punisher does make an appearance in season 4. He appears as Archie's uncle who comes back, and then a gang of mercenaries tries to assassinate him in Riverdale and Archie.
Oh my God.
So they have to fight mercenaries. It's great.
You know, I was just kidding around, but maybe I have to watch season 4 now.
Oh no, you don't.
Just listen to the podcast. Just listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I should be doing. Well, we'll move on.
Okay.
On this podcast today, these performers are all going to go head to head to head presenting readings of erotica and fan fiction in hopes of winning the approval of the others.
Mhm.
Along the way, we're going to play a couple of short games for a little bit of extra credit, and at the end of the episode, we will all collectively decide together who has done enough to be named the winner. And the theme of this week's episode is secrets.
Ooh.
So how's everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling heading into the contest?
Quite honestly, bad. I think I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
I don't think mine's good enough. You said erotica, and I remembered, I was like, my story's not sexy enough.
Oh no.
That's okay.
know.
You know, they don't have to be explicit or anything.
I know, but I'd like it to be. I wrote it before I showered today, and whenever I'm dirty, I don't feel sexy. So then I was like, I'm not going to write sexy. And then I showered, and then I was like, I should have written it sexy.
You should have written it in the shower. You should have written it in the shower. That's where.
Yeah, do like one of those voice, and I'm writing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like just put it on the steam of the something. If you have like glass doors, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be sexy.
I
too.
don't. Yeah, glass
It's-
doors are so
You just
sexy.
pen this thing on a mirror and you have to like re-steam it every time you want to copy it onto a Word doc. Yeah.
That's how erotica's written, right?
Right.
That's so erotic.
Yeah, I just trying to write what I know, and I guess what I know is not as sexy as I thought, which explains so much about my life. But yeah, it's based on true events, as you'll be able to tell. Oh, life, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like there's a lot of anxiety about wanting things to be sexy enough. And if there's anything I've learned from running a live show version of this for 5 years, it's that it doesn't really matter how sexy it is. And in fact, it's usually better if it's not sexy at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is a not sexy
I'm
contest.
scared
Okay.
because I did the live show. I did that one. I read a whole story that was basically about I think it was Biden ripping Obama's ass open. And not sexy.
It was far and away the most violent thing we've ever had.
Wow.
On the live show.
It wasn't ripping open through anal sex. It was hands ripping open.
No, that's
Somebody's
anal
cock
sex.
got shut in the fucking trunk of a car, and the car drove
And the
away.
Queen, I believe, the Queen of England was driving that car.
Yeah,
if I'm
exactly. She
remembering
ripped
right.
Obama's cock off by driving away with his cock shut in the car
Oh my
trunk.
god.
And the
Yeah.
audience hated it.
Yeah, Carly
They were
was
mad at
actually
me. It was bad.
she was 2-time defending champion going into that show, and then she read that story and promptly lost.
Oh,
You got too cocky.
I know. When you do a little bit of gore and it comes in there, they're like, that's funny. But then afterwards, it's just a violent fantasy, and they hate you.
I'm sure some of them liked it, but were afraid to like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, just from the description, I kind of love that. I really want to read
I'm
it.
kind of turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you still have a copy of it somewhere.
I'm sure I do. I wrote that at work that day. That's so bad.
Like while you're
Take care of children? That'd be scary.
yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, starting us off on hopefully the right note, I would like to hear a story presented to us by Andrea Marston.
Okay. Alrighty. Get ready for erotic times with me. This is a short story I wrote. It's called Franklin, and here I go. The year 2020, the vibe, global pandemic, the scenes, millions of singles finding themselves in the talking stage while meeting on Tinder and Bumble on quarantine. In a strange way, quarantine relieves socially anxious and desperately lonely Moira. She was short, chubby, with a juicy ass and a great rack and personality for fucking days. But alas, Moira was hopeless on these apps. Perhaps her expectation of decent grammar and common human decency were setting her standards too high. Perhaps it was that every date she actually went on from these apps, she was either ghosted or greeted with a truly terrible dick attached to a truly terrible human. She deleted the apps before the pandemic in hopes of finding something more organic, but that only made for awkward situations at work where fucking Danny had to move desk because he felt uncomfortable. Moira felt like the quarantine was a great time to just give up and lie on the ground, join a Cheese of the Month club, eat a stinky Gouda and soft brie until she died and was eaten by her true love, roommate, best friend, and cat, Theodora Pablo Swanson. This existence seemed to suffice for months until the air warmed, the skies brightened, and Zac Efron's hairy daddy body appeared on Netflix, and it brought out a lust in her that made her thick thigh. It brought out a lust in her that made her thick thighs jiggle in anticipation, and her unused nipples tingled on receiving Erotic, right, everyone? Okay,
Unused.
get sexier. It's getting sexy. Okay. In that moment of weakness and a touch too much of wine and weed, Moira longed for the attention of a man, even the ones who could barely spell and wanted to send a dick picture immediately. So she downloaded Tinder again after months off of it. Zac Efron had awoken something in Moira that made her want to feel like a woman again. She took a deep breath, opened up her camera roll, and found her best Instagram photos with the most flattering filters and angles. The perfect pictures were where her eyes were screaming, "Hell yeah, I suck dick," while her smile was sweet. while her smile was sweet, and she seemed to be living a very fulfilling life. After picking 6 pictures that showed off her ample bosom and thick ass, she wrote a bio to entice the attention of men desperately needing an ego stroke. So she wrote something bolder than she normally would. She wrote, "Perfect pandemic princess, ready to charm your pants right off during these unprecedented times of no contact. You will get unlimited banter from a true goddess at the low, low price of your soul and a dick pic or 2. She swiped for what seemed like hours, barely finding a man who was not holding a fish. And when she did come across the odd drummer or comedian, she was appalled by their lack of effort and poor grammar and spelling. Just as Moira was about to put down the phone and give in to her passion of a thick and bearded Zac Efron on Netflix, her phone buzzed. A notification from Tinder she had received from one of the guys she had actually swiped right on, and to be quite honest, it wasn't even for him, it was for his adorable schnauzer in his picture, rather than the actual somewhat mediocre man himself. He had sad blue eyes, wore a lot of comic book shirts, and had this weakish, reddish, long neck beard, but damn, that schnauzer was cute. His name was Matt, because of course his name was Matt. He was such a Matt, and his message appropriately read, "Sup." How original, Moira thought to herself. She typed back, "Not much." That's all that Moira was willing to muster up for this bare minimum. He replied, "You're cute," with a period at the end of it. His spelling was atrocious, but this period at the end of the sentence piqued Moira's interest, and well, his dog was cute. "Thanks, your dog's cute too," Moira messaged back. He texted back quicker than she thought, and he wrote, "Yeah, he's a stud, really nice guy too. His name is Franklin. I could see if I could set up a meeting for you guys." There was no there was no punctuation or even capitalization, but Moira was charmed by his wry joke, and Franklin was very cute. Moira had no idea what to say next, so she went classic Moira with it and stated the facts. "You're funny. That was funny." Matt wrote back Matt wrote back within seconds. "Lol, thanks. I try so hard. I'm so very broken." Moira felt a deep ache of longing ripple through her body because nothing got her off more than helping a lost white straight man find his potential. "At least you have Franklin," Moira messaged back. "Yeah, I guess we both are looking for company." Matt messaged back. Their back and forth seemed light, easy, and flirty, and Moira was warming up to Matt. After he said he went to go put Franklin in his crate to sleep, he messaged Moira saying, "Franklin's asleep, so we can play. I want to see more of you." Ah, yes, here it was, when Moira had to admit to another Matt that she was indeed fat, despite all the angles she had shown herself on her profile pictures. "Just so you know, I'm fat." Moira messaged and threw the phone on the couch, rushed to the fridge to chug white wine from the bottle in despair. Well, there goes another one, she thought as she heard the muffled buzz of her phone on the couch. She chugged more wine, walked with the bottle over to the phone, and it read, "You're beautiful." She sent her number immediately, and after minutes of texting, he asked to see more of her again. It seemed years since Moira had sent a tit pic to anyone, but the loneliness of the pandemic, the horniness left by the new version of Zac Efron, and the fact that this broken boy had called her beautiful made Moira want to be vulnerable. She ran around her apartment in a frenzy, looking for dry shampoo to put in her nested hair and the right lighting to enhance her ample breast. Under the light of a IKEA paper lamp, Moira seductively arched her back on the couch and unbuttoned her men's XXX shirt from Walmart to reveal her bare chest while trying to maneuver a camera up and yet down to find the perfect angle. Theodore the cat looked on in judgment as Moira took upwards of 20 photos and finally added filters to the one she did not hate and then pressed send while screaming, "What the fuck am I doing?" What seemed like hours passed was actually only minutes when her phone buzzed again. "You made me so hard. Want to see?" Zac Efron's perfectly chiseled body flashed in Moira's head as she covered herself up and messaged back, "Yes." Almost immediately, Moira received a picture of an erect dick sticking out of a thick bush of reddish pubic hair. Below his average uncut dick, he was wearing white socks, and dirty clothes were all over what seemed to be his bathroom floor. Want a FaceTime to come? Moira winced, feeling her lady parts dry up, but her lonely heart found hope in the ease of their earlier banter and the hope of meeting Franklin. "I don't know," Moira replied. "Oh, come on, I'm so close. How about just a call?" Moira typed maybe hesitantly and minutes later received a call. "Hey," he said, his voice deep and breathy but also almost cracking. "Hey," Moira replied. "I had to call you. You made me so hard. I wish you were here." "Yeah. Me too," Moira said weakly, not sure what to do next. He grunted a bit and asked, "Would you suck my dick?" "Yeah," Moira said with the slightest bit more enthusiasm. "I want to fuck your mouth," he said, and grunted a bunch more. Then he groaned, loud, and Moira was sure he came. Though there was a bit of silence, and he said, "Thanks, I needed that." "You're welcome," Moira replied in a sort of shock at how quick that was for him. "You're hot. We should hook up when things go back to normal," Matt said, still breathing heavily. Moira perked up at the idea of talking to this broken boy again and replied, "Yeah, maybe we could go to the park sometime and I could meet the famous Franklin." "Oh, I hope this is not weird, but that's not even my dog." "What? I thought you put him in his crate." "I was kind of just saying stuff. I met this dog I just met this dog at a barbecue last summer. He was cute, so I snapped some pics for the gram." "Oh," Moira replied, unsuccessfully hiding her disappointment. "You hate me now, don't you? You think I'm a freak," Matt said defensively. "No, I really liked talking to you before," replied Moira, now desperately trying to hang on to something out of this interaction. Okay, good. I like talking to you too. You have great tits." "Thanks," Moira said and blushed at herself. Matt yawned loudly. "You really wore me out. I think I'm going to go to sleep. Text you tomorrow?" "Sounds good," said Moira with hope in her voice. "Good night, beautiful." "Good night," Moira said as she stayed on the line as he hung up. Moira never heard from Matt again, and without Franklin in the picture, that was fine by her. A few nights later, after doing her nightly skin routine, Moira deleted the apps again. She turned on the TV, and Zac Efron was right there before her eyes, unnecessarily clapping at something. She put the TV on mute, put on some Lizzo, and inserted a vibrator into her wet-ass pussy. This is Moira's 2020 love story. Yeah, that's my erotica.
Yay. That was great.
That's 2020 erotica.
Yeah. I really, really loved that. There was,
That was great.
yeah, there was a really wonderful authenticity about it.
Thanks. I'm
That
not
honestly
Moira.
we don't usually get on
Yeah.
this show.
I love the specificity of unused nipples. That really
Oh,
got me.
Yeah.
That's going in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. That's an
Yeah.
all-timer.
I like just how real Matt was as a man.
That's who I meet when I go on the apps. This is really a story that really, because I was like thinking of downloading the apps again, and I was like, oh, I just wrote the story, and I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
The fish pictures was a really nice touch.
Yeah, of course.
It's something I spent a long time in Ottawa, and I was on dating sites for a very, very short amount of time while I was there, and I just found that in Ottawa, I think every single girl on those dating sites had like exactly the same profile. They were all on like an ATV. Every single one of them was a country girl at heart.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but you work for the government, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Calgary. Everybody works in oil and gas, and there's like, I don't know why the guys here love to show pictures of themselves driving too. They're like, look at me, I'm buckled up in the front seat of my car, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you can drive, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like,
A fun regional specificity to dating sites all across Canada.
Yeah, that's sometimes why I go on dating sites, like when I'm traveling or I'm in different cities, just to see where like the algorithms and the men like my butt more. And honestly, San Francisco is number one.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Hear that, San Francisco?
Yeah.
I'm coming
for
Get
you.
that tech money.
You're horny. You're horny for the thick girl, San Francisco.
All right. I think we're going to move on to our first little game.
Love it.
I have a game here for you that I call A Rose by Any Other Name. I'm going to give you the title of a story that I found on fanfiction.net. And based on that title, I would like you all to guess the fandom that it was written about.
Okay, love it.
Nice.
I'm ready.
Our first story is called 50 Shades of Green.
Okay, right now I'm feeling like a Sesame Street. No, it's Shrek. I'm thinking it's Shrek. I thought it was Kermit, but now I'm on Shrek. Kermit's not on Sesame Street, is he? He's a Muppet.
He's a Muppet. On Sesame Street, they are Muppets. There's crossover there for sure.
I'm going with Shrek.
Kermit has been on Sesame Street.
Okay.
All right, Shrek.
See, I'm going with taking green as Green Thumb, and I'm going to say that it's like a home decorating interiors reality competition show. Like a House Hunters or Property Brothers, something like that.
Green Thumb is gardening, but
I mean, there's no they can be gardening. Landscaping is part of it. It's part of the house renovation.
Okay, now I see where I've been wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm sure there's a very rich thread of erotic Property Brothers fan fiction.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
They're fucking each other. It's incestual.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's the stuff that hits.
Any good story.
Is any good?
Yeah.
If you want me to believe it,
what's like? Yeah, if you want to trend with their fan fiction, there's like stepmom, bestiality, and then Property Brothers.
Yeah,
those are the three genres.
Honestly, I'd watch Property. Am I that age that gets me off? The HGTV porn gets me off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the age I'm at. I think it's something that it's probably not, so I'm going to lose. But I want to say it because it's weird. BDSM with the Hulk.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking that.
He
I
just, like,
think you might be right, Andrea.
Yeah, I think Andrea is
right.
closer than me, at least.
Honestly, because it's something I fantasize about. That's
famously Hulk smash, right?
Yeah. Hulk smash me.
So this was not the Hulk, unfortunately. But I am going to give the point there to Andrea because I think it was the most radical answer. 50 Shades of Green is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story.
Oh, I'm old enough.
That makes sense, yeah.
I bet that's probably incestual. Are they brothers?
Technically, yes.
They are brothers.
Yeah,
It would be. Okay.
They're gangbanging April, aren't they? That's what's happening, right? That's like,
Oh no.
Or they're fucking each other.
oh,
She's
okay.
writing about it like Carrie Bradshaw. And I have to wonder.
I
Was
have
that
to
slime really radiation?
Honestly, make this a movie. I love that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the plot of
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Secret of the Ooze.
Oh yeah.
Or was that the second one? Fuck it, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not important because our second title is Meet Me in the Graveyard.
Okay.
Oh, this is sexy.
This is like a necrophilia thing, hey?
Or is it meat? Can I ask how meat's spelled?
Yeah.
It's MEET.
Okay.
Okay. Well then now, okay.
That,
It's not
that really halved all the possibilities.
Yeah.
Huh.
What happens in who is in a graveyard? Dead people.
I don't.
Um,
Was Beetlejuice in a graveyard?
yeah, I feel like he
Yeah,
comes
he's in a little model graveyard
Yeah.
in the movie.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is a Beetlejuice porn.
Okay.
Everything's a porn to me, yeah?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
It
gonna
is the theme of the show.
yeah.
Great.
I'm gonna excavate and say that it's Indiana Jones.
Indiana
He's in a lot of graveyards, and famously
Okay, I got
fucks.
mine. Yeah, Indiana Jones fucks. I'll go. This is Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
The fandom of Edgar Allan Poe, and it's a crossover fan fiction between him and his real life wife, which was his 13-year-old cousin.
Ugh.
Mm.
Again.
So sit with that. That's in my brain, so you all have to sit with that now.
Hey, it's the incest. That's what gets us.
Exactly, and that's the worst part about that.
Not the 13-year-old.
No.
Yes.
It's not. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say.
You could.
That's too much
We're
for
amongst
me.
friends. This is not going to be posted anywhere. You
Yeah,
can
I
say
was going to say the age of consent doesn't exist if you're related.
it.
Was it worth
Oh,
it?
Oh boy.
what fun moral
I
lessons.
don't believe that. Just so viewers, just so you know.
All right. Well, I'll say nobody got this one right. But I think I'll give the point to Carley on this one
Yeah.
because
I'm getting canceled after this comes out.
no, I think it's because you hit the closest to the vein of over the top drama.
Yeah.
Because Meet Me in the Graveyard is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh.
That totally
Wow.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And we have one more title in this
Okay.
round, and that title is Moth to a Flame.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Mothman prophecies because I don't know.
I was literally thinking like the Mothman.
Yeah, like it could be like the Tick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with though the Human Torch.
Okay,
The
going the
Human
other
Torch.
direction. Maybe it's Mothman and Human Torch.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, so we have one guess for the butterfly effect, one for the Mothman prophecies, and then the Human Torch. So yeah, Carly is the only one who didn't go with that sort of 2000s horror thriller kind of vein. It's a tough
Why don't
one.
you say what it is and we can all decide
Yeah, we'll
which
decide.
one?
Yeah.
Moth to a Flame is a story. It's a Godzilla story.
Oh.
And it's about Godzilla getting together with his sometimes nemesis, sometimes ally, Mothra.
Mothra.
Hmm.
Okay.
Maybe
Uh,
Andrea, because the Mothman is like Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. I don't think it's
No, that-
right, but
I was thinking the exact same
like
thing,
a
so
monster.
don't worry.
It's a monster.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a fair point. All right.
You know what? I need this, so I'm gonna take it.
I think as long as everybody's in agreement,
Agreed.
as long as everybody is in agreement, I'm totally comfortable giving that
Aw.
point to Andrea, which makes Andrea the winner of the round.
Well, congratulations.
Yay.
None of us got even one remotely close.
Yeah.
No.
We're,
I got 0, guys.
I don't think we're very good at this game.
No.
That's okay. There'll be another chance later for some more bonus points.
Good.
But before we do that second game, I would like to hear a story from Chris Middleton.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, I love it.
Awesome. So I have been watching a lot of Netflix reality competition, so you'll understand where this which fandom I'm pulling from. I did write an original character, so it's not totally within the fandom, but you know what? It's my story. I'm gonna live it how I want. Yeah. Val Garland steps into her car with her sensible heels, places her MAC Cosmetics Zuka makeup bag at her side, and puts her coffee in the cup holder. London Fashion Week, she shouts, knowing full well these are vague instructions and the driver already knows the specific details. But she revels in announcing her next extravagant work opportunity. Why wouldn't she? She's earned it. Working her way up from being just a hairstylist to one of the top makeup artists in the world, working with Lady Gaga, Vivienne Westwood, and co-hosting her own Netflix competition show, Glow Up, currently in its second season, now available wherever Netflix is sold. She's sad she couldn't be there for the London Fashion Week challenge, but she knew that Dominic Skinner, her co-host, could handle it on his own. Besides, her own career came first, and she was nothing if not in demand. She stared out at the foggy London streets whizzing by her, reminiscing about all her accomplishments. But the smoke was billowing, and she knew it wasn't just the thick dew of the muggy climate she was accustomed to. No, this was something she knew was much more sinister. Val, darling, you look as stunning as ever. A voice, sweet as honey and just as thick. She could recognize it in a muffled cacophony of swarming wasps. It was the devil of makeup herself, Foundation. See, you don't just get to be one of the world's most renowned makeup artists with hard work and talent alone. You have to be willing to do anything, and that includes selling your soul to the devil. It wasn't much of a bargain, as a career in makeup, while lucrative, isn't very glamorous. It was less of an arrangement regarding death and more about sensual pleasures. Foundation, with her hard, smoky eye reaching all the way around her head, an androgynous red body form with 7 tits and a genitalia like Barbie's, non-existent. She loved to soak up people's essences the only way she knew how. Come. This cardinal release allows for Foundation to bestow upon you the creativity and skills of a godly makeup artist. As transferring makeup skills was a lot like conducting electricity, it was always better when wet. You sure haven't changed quite a bit, haven't you? Val asked, titillated by the visit from an old friend. See, Val had been one of Foundation's oldest and dearest clients, and Foundation always came to collect before a big show, so she saw this coming. If we're being honest, she could use all the help that she can get. This was London Fashion Week, after all. You need a focus, and one can't just show up without having their pussy popped and cum dumped.
Ew.
No, I suppose not.
Yeah. Yes, and you're still as lovely as ever, my dear. Val blushed, only made more pronounced by the Glossier Cloud Paint Gel Blush in Haze. It's lightweight and pillowy formula that instantly blends into a natural, flushed within glow, revving up Foundation's loins. She licks her lips, lined with NYX Slim Lip Liner in Never, Violet Brown, ombreed into a NYX Extra Creamy Round Lipstick in Narcissist. I can't wait to feel that velvety texture in my tight pussy, Val squealed. Though she was 61, Foundation also bestowed upon her a hymen of a Christian bride entering her wedding chambers. Unbroken and shaking with the anticipation of godly sanctioned raw dogging. Val wasted no time. She had prepared after all. She peeled open her jacket, revealing her naked body, dripping with Make It Last setting spray. Again, the Foundation blessed Val with a plump, ripe, supple body. Her breasts like prunes, barely holding in all of its sweet, fibrous juices. With a full, dewy vaginal lips, with a clitoris protruding through the coat of... with with full, dewy vaginal lips with her clit protruding through the coat of Origin's Bloom Bold Peony Perfect lipstick. Mom. Mom, it seems you need to set that pussy. You're dripping. Foundation retrieves her Morphe set of makeup brushes with Laura Mercier's translucent loose setting powder. She gently whispers the powder across Val's genitals, the rush stimulating her organ rushing through her entire body. Foundation worked the brush faster and harder, pounding her pussy with powder, soaking up any dribble that may appear too early. My dear, she snide gleefully. The fun is just beginning. Foundation retrieved her prosthetic latex and applied it to the other end of the brush in the shape of a thick cock, dazzling it in Anastasia Beverly Hills, Nirvana, loose glitter, and Carnival. Huffed Val, still elated from Foundation's brush stroking her salty taco. Please, Foundation, make me my secret sparkle. Foundation smirked, ramming that sparkly dick into Val. Her eyes rolled back in a euphoric frenzy. Her orgasm ever approaches, the dazzling dick destroying her insides. Foundation, Val whispers, May I? Yes, my dear. Do it. Foundation swirls her cock wand around Val's walls as she gyrates around it. Her quivering lips uttered her climactic moans. Ding. Ding. She utters, holding back her elation, savoring every stroke of the brush. Ding. She can't take it. A flood of moisture exits her cavern as she screams, Ding dong, darling, you absolutely smashed it! Val falls back against the car seat, entrenched in a puddle of her own making. Foundation had vanished. Foundation had vanished, as she tended to do in these situations. The only traces of her were residues of glitter all over her groin. She got what she came for, and so did Val. The driver throws back a towel. Oi, Mum, that was quite a show, but it seems we're here. The driver throws the thumbs up at her, and it's none other than Bag of Chips from Drag Race UK Season 1.
Oh.
Oh, Bagga, you cheeky little sausage. Val chuckles as she sops up all her splooge. Val throws the sopping wet towel aside, tossing her coat over her damp body, and exits the car with her coffee and makeup bag in hand, ready to tear up this runway. Bagga stares directly into the camera, winks, and shouts, Much better! And that's it.
Oh, goodness, that was great.
Wow.
Now, I realized I didn't do the story right. I heard erotica, and my brain just stopped there. I didn't do the fan fiction part. That was very good, Chris. That was so funny.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, your voice is bag of shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm living for the accent work. You really committed yourself to that insane accent right off the bat.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I know. I was
Thank
like,
you.
this is the voice we're doing.
Also, I can't believe I threw away an opportunity to write a story with the word fucking splooge in it. I feel like I wasted this podcast opportunity. Wow. Chris.
See, that was the phrase you took away from that, but I think my favorite was salty taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like in the shape of a thick cock.
Yeah.
It's simple,
Really
but
leaning into that.
effective. Yeah.
Thick cock.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes the simplest descriptions are the ones that work the best.
Yeah, you can't beat the classics.
No, you can't.
Which is why I was pleased to hear you mention maybe my favorite word that only ever gets used in shit like this, which is walls. Talking about the inside of a vagina.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so delighted every time that shows up in a story, and I can't really explain why. I like that metaphor so much.
But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Glow Up, the reality competition show currently on Netflix.
No,
No,
I mean,
is
I
it
get
anything
the
like that?
idea. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
Oh my
watch
god.
it.
So Val's one of the judges, and she always, like, every episode without fail, she'll say this like 5 or 6 times. She'll go, "Ding dong, darling, you absolutely smashed it," when she's trying to like give praise. So really, that was like the crux of the story. I'm like, I know I'm gonna end here. I gotta build around it.
Yeah, build to it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you did her justice.
Yeah, and this was a London Fashion Week challenge. Was like one of the challenges on. I think it's in every season, but yeah.
And
So.
Foundation was a character of your own invention.
Yes, Foundation is the character of my own making. The makeup goddess or devil. I don't know.
Oh, I love Foundation. I want to hear a lot more about Foundation.
Yeah,
Do you?
Spin-off.
Yeah.
I'll never be okay that ended with bag of chips. Like, I'll be forever like shaken by that. And, like, really, like, just if you could have actually, I know you heard my audible gasp when it happened, but
Yeah.
if you could have seen my face, I was like, what? And it ended with it ended with her tagline, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to come back. I have to just go write a story. So.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm so pleased with that story. That was great. Thank you so much, Chris.
Oh, my pleasure.
I think that means it's time for our second game.
Yeah.
Second opportunity to earn some bonus points. And this is a game that I call Ruined by Praise. So I'm going to read, this is another thing that I sourced from fanfiction.net. I'm going to read part of a review left on a story on fanfiction.net, and I would like you to try and fill in the blank at the end of the review.
Okay, great.
So our first review reads, "This is the worst fanfiction I have read. Plus, Power Rangers is for kids, so why blank?" How do we think that review ends?
Did the red one do anal?
Okay.
So why did the red one do anal?
So why did the red one do anal? It's for kids.
Yeah.
The show, not anal. Anal's not. Unless you ask Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, he has some strong opinions.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
This is an anti-Edgar Allan Poe podcast.
Yes.
That guy.
Very on brand for Carley. If you go follow her on Instagram, it's all anti Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
It's Edgar Allan. You can follow her at Edgar Allan No.
Yeah.
I had to. Nobody was saying it. Like, gross, guys. I mean,
Yeah. Anyways, back to the game. I would say that why was the Zoids dildos?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not quite it.
oh, that's close though. Okay, I'm gonna be off. Mine's
No, it's not.
mine's gonna be about a circle jerk. So mine's like, why'd they all go and circle jerk then?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we've all gone a very sexual route with that. I mean, that's maybe my fault. It is the show does revolve around it, but the actual way this ends, the full review is, "This is the worst fan fiction I've read. Plus, Power Rangers is for kids. So why the fuck is there cussing?"
Wow, we went quite further.
It's funny to be mad about that.
Why the fuck was there cussing? Indeed.
Indeed. But it's like, why be upset about that? It could be so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of the answers quite captured the indignant rage
No.
of the actual review. So I don't think we're going to give any points for that one.
That's
fair.
fine.
We were off.
That's
we
fair.
suck. Yeah.
The second review begins, "I am sick of people bringing religion and other bullshit into blank."
Okay, I'm trying to think.
Ooh, I'm gonna say vampire slaying.
Into vampire slaying.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Just because they write a lot about Buffy, I noticed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'll just say like religion and other bullshit into fucking.
Into fucking.
Oh. Okay, see, mine was going to be, why did you bring religion into my pussy? But
That's funny. That's better. I don't know if they would write that because it's too poignant.
Yeah.
We
I'm tired
these
of
are
all
the
these
people who brought
crosses
us.
down there.
Yeah.
Hang something else on the walls.
Yeah, also makes it very personal, this review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll go with my pussy.
Mhm.
So we have my pussy, we have fucking, and we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Vampire slaying.
Vampire.
I don't know if anybody's going to get a point for this one either.
So shut up.
Good.
This might be much too vague a game. The full review reads, I'm sick of people bringing religion and other bullshit into the Minion fandom.
Oh. Yeah, you know
Which is
what?
probably that's a pretty political fandom,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the Minion iconography is close to like the Angel iconography, so I mean you reap what you sow.
That's so funny.
But we've got one last one.
Let's see if anybody gets a point.
Yeah, for all of the marbles.
Mhm. I'm really gonna try to pander on this one to get it right.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this one reads, so light and feathery, innocent and pure, raw and clean. It's a tale as old as time. I won't be the first and certainly not the last of its kind. Please keep up the good work because you have true talent, baby. By the way, blank.
Mhm. I'm not gonna pander. I'm just gonna say the first thing that comes to my head because I'm an improviser.
Sure.
Can you repeat that? Just the last line. By the way,
Please keep up the good work because you have true talent, baby. By the way,
I'm super wet. That's all I can
Yeah.
think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Mine will be, by the way, register to vote.
Yeah. Again, very political.
Yeah.
Mine's
again, very political. Yeah.
by the way, is that Naruto in your avatar?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good.
I feel like you'd be able to recognize Naruto, but
Uh,
it's a flirting tactic.
Okay, fine. Is
No,
that
no.
Itachi in your avatar?
Whoa.
More specific?
You know, whoa.
Rock Lee. I can do Gara. Is that the Akatsuki cloud?
What's happening?
I was a weeb in high school. I'm outing myself right now.
Oh, you think I'm a freak now?
Yeah. Meh.
You were so close. The actual answer was, is that Boruto in your profile picture?
That's the.
Is that real?
Whoa.
No.
Oh, I was gonna be like,
Oh,
what?
I was so impressed.
I think Andrea's gonna get it.
Okay.
What? How? Why?
Because this does involve the human body.
Okay.
Oh.
So the full review reads, so light and feathery, innocent and pure, raw and clean. It's a tale as old as time. It won't be the first and certainly not the last of its kind. Please keep up the good work because you have true talent, baby. By the way, I wrote this while taking a shit.
That's funny.
So she was super wet. I will give it to you. Give it to
Yeah, just
Andrea.
wet down there.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
fucking funny.
That's funny. I like that I'm collecting all the points during these.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I didn't write fan fiction, so I need these points
Don't
to
worry.
hopefully win the whole thing.
Listen, Andrea, we're a fan of you, so it was fiction about what we're a fandom. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Welcome to my life. Anyways, loving these points, feeling really good about myself.
You should.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you need that.
I do.
It's good because in other episodes we've recorded, people have made a point of saying that they don't feel good about winning these games, and it's making me a little sad.
Oh no.
I need every little win I can get. Okay?
I'm glad somebody is enjoying being a winner.
Finally.
Finally.
All right, we've got one more story to hear from today, and that story is, of course, Carley's story. Carley Thorne, tell us
Yay.
what you have brought for us.
Woo.
Okay, so I've written kind of so over quarantine, one of the things that I did early on was I started to reread the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
And I haven't read them since I was a child. And like revisiting them through the guise of they were written by like J.K. Turf Rowling is
Yeah.
wild.
R.I.P.
Because I'm a fan. I love Harry Potter. You can still love something and be like, this is crazy that we never realized this. Like, first of all, the name Cho Chang is wild. It's a wild thing to do. Having the only Irish character blow stuff up. Again, that anti-Irish racism.
Yeah.
Weird.
And also, I believe, trying to turn his water into alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow, you guys are making me want to check out Harry. I've never read or watched Harry Potter.
Oh,
It's weird.
But now you're making it sound dangerous and sexy.
That's okay.
No.
We've never been held in higher esteem than right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say now's the time to get into.
Yeah. Now you know your author's on the right side of history. No. I hate J.K. Rowling. Please don't quote me.
And also, I hate to say it, Hermione's a pick-me girl in the book.
Oh.
She's a pick-me. I'm sure she, like, in the movies, and Emma Watson, like, make her good and an icon, but, like, there's some moments where they're kind of problematic. So I've written a self-insert as to what it would be like if Carley Thorne were a character in Harry Potter and how J.K. Rowling would write me.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And for context sake, I am bisexual. So that's gonna come up a bit.
Okay.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So let's begin. Harry, Ron, and Hermione were walking through the Hogwarts grounds on their way to Hagrid's for tea. It was a crisp Saturday in September, and the Golden Trio were all bundled up to fight against the brisk fall breeze. So, Hermione said, how did you both find your first week of classes? Oh, yeah. Fourth year is shaping up to be even harder than third, Harry replied. I think Defense Against the Dark Arts will be more challenging with Professor Moody teaching. Oi! Sounded Ron. He has only one eye and uses a cane and therefore is scary. The trio continued their trip down to Hagrid's hut, discussing how Lavender Brown was wearing makeup and how Eloise Midget's acne is bad. Both real things that are discussed in the books several times. Ginny has a boyfriend now, Hermione said. And that makes her a slut, replied Ron. She's my sister. You can't see anyone else. And this is how I really react in the book.
Oh, God.
Read too much into that, said Harry. As they approached his hut, Harry, Ron, and Hermione were surprised to see Hagrid already outside in deep discussion with the new 7th-year transfer student from Ilvermorny, the wizarding school in America. Sweater weather by the neighborhood played softly, and the smell of vaginal discharge filled the grounds.
Hagrid,
what are you doing? Said Harry. You don't have friends other than us. Oh, of course, replied Hagrid. Carley here was just coming to me with a couple questions about her Care of Magical Creatures essay. Hi, I'm Carley, the box blonde replied. You're hot. Which one of us were you referring to? Asked Ron. Anyone. It literally doesn't matter at all, moaned Carley. You see, I'm bisexual. The trio were stunned into silence. It used to be a secret at my old school because I was confused, Carley continued. But then I realized that I love attention, and any amount at all costs. And being bisexual will get me that. So here I am. Okay, said Hermione. You're Hermione, right? Carley said while cuffing her jeans. Maybe you can help me with my essay. You see, I can't decide on a topic. I literally can't make up my mind one bit. It's taking other topics from other people, and it's really greedy, and I think, but I just can't make a decision and stick to one essay topic. Why don't you just write about werewolves? Asked Hermione. It's the easiest topic. That's a great idea. You know, I find brains really sexy, said Carley while humping the ground. I mean, I find everything sexy. I'm literally attracted to everything. I got fucked by the Whomping Willow on my way over here. Wow, it's actually insane that you survived that, said Harry, definitely horny. Yeah, said Ron. It obliterated me mum's car, flying it did. Wow, Carley said. Flying cars? It's crazy that the wizarding world is real, unlike my sexuality. Hey, Hey, if you're new to Hogwarts, what house are you in? Slytherin, I guess, said Carly while sitting incorrectly on a chair. What do you mean, you guess? Well, the sorting hat took 45 minutes to decide before finally giving up, spitting in my face and calling me a dirty bisexual before pushing me over down the stairs towards Slytherin. Yikes, said Hagrid. Hard from being in such proximity to a bisexual. I mean, I guess it makes sense because I'm sexually ambitious, ambiguous. Did you guys come to me hut for a reason? Hagrid asked. Oh, we were going to ask you a question about the Yule Ball, but it's not that important anymore. Oh, I can't wait for the Yule Ball, said Carly. I can't wait to make out with a girl for male attention. We should get going now, Hermione said while putting on her hat and scarf. Wait, Hermione, before you go, do you have any lipstick I can borrow? The trio was shocked into silence yet again. No, stuttered Hermione. Hermione doesn't wear makeup, Ron scoffed. She's not like other girls.
No.
Yeah, Harry continued. She can't wear makeup, she's smart. Fair enough, said Carly. While swiping through Wizard Tinder. I only wear makeup to impress men, which, by the way, I will end up with.
Oh, God.
It's so cool that you hang out with guys, Hermione, Carly purred. Guys are way less drama than girls. I wish I could hang out with guys, but I just don't know how to relate to them on account of my dad leaving, which gave me bisexuality. Also, I can't do math. Okay, bye, said Harry as the trio hastily tried to escape close quarters with the greedy, sexually charged bisexual. Bye, Harry. I'll see you in potions tomorrow, Carly waved her tits. I love potions. It's my favorite class. I just love experiments and experimenting of any kind. Just as Hermione was closing the door and the trio was almost at safety, they heard a shout from inside the cabin. Wait, yelled Carly, splashing through her own mess. I meant to ask you, is he single? She pointed over the hill where himbo Cedric Diggory was sweatily playing ultimate frisbee. Oh, Cedric? No, he's dating Cho Chang. Not Cedric, Carly replied. Him. The trio watched as Cedric threw the frisbee to none other than Dobby the house elf. He looks so hot in his rag, Carly said while fingering herself. Oh, silly bisexuals. Will they ever learn? And that's the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry Potter's so different than I'm scared.
Yeah, the movies really don't capture the essence of the book.
Oh, that was great. That was so good.
Now that was some erotic fan fiction.
Yeah.
Watching through her own mess.
Yeah.
I liked the she didn't sitting in the chair wrong.
Yeah, I threw in some stereotypes that I think are just niche to only like queer people of like sitting like a bisexual person can't sit in a chair right for their lives.
Yeah.
I think I have heard they can't do math.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Cuffing her jeans was a nice touch.
Oh, that one really caught me off guard.
Oh, and just getting pushed down the stairs towards Slytherin. I guess that counts.
Yeah.
By the sorting hat, it doesn't have hands.
No.
But it's strong.
Or saliva, presumably.
Yeah, it's a hat.
Just a hat splooge or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just a magic hat that is a bigot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was excellent. That's all of our stories for today. So I think with all of our stories read and our bonus games played, it's time for all of us to choose the winner of this episode. Andrea, who do you think won?
Oh wow, not me. But I won those games in between. But
you did win both of the bonus games.
I'm gonna take that one for the wins. But I don't know. I was like, actually, for someone who has never like really gotten into Harry Potter, I feel like I get it a whole bunch more now. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is Harry Potter. But like that I'm a sucker for reality shows on Netflix, and when you bring in like the UK's bag of chips from Drag Race, like I lost my mind. Also, I also can't stop thinking about Chris describing. I think it might have been lipstick on a pussy
Yeah.
lips. So
That's the kind of image that stays with
yeah,
you.
that's something I'm gonna go try later tonight. So that's why I picked that Chris because that image is burnt in my the imagery is burnt in my head.
Yeah, it's a new makeup.
Alrighty, that's a vote for Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, who do you think is the winner of this week's episode?
I'm gonna have to give it to Carly because I feel like it was very good, and I love all the detailed. As a gay man, you would never know it from the story that I wrote.
No,
I feel like all this, like the specificities about bisexuality, really got me. And I like the kind of like the magical world was this sounding board for Carly's like romperoon fuckery. So I like that.
Thank you.
Carly, who do you think was the winner?
I mean, I have to give it to Chris just for like the stark arrival of the clitoris in that story. Arriving out of nowhere, but in a big way.
Yeah. I did have a friend who like was very proud of how far her clitoris protruded, so that's why it like is burned in my mind as like a fact that could happen at least.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Based on real life facts.
Yeah.
We've been there. Somebody's lived it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think on my end, definitely the voice work is going to play into this as well for me. I know Andrea won the bonus games.
Yeah, thank you.
I really, really loved just all those violent digs at what a hateful bag of garbage J.K. Rowling turned out to be. But I think I'm also going to have to give it to Chris because, Chris, you've got me interested in watching that show now.
Oh, everyone should. It's a really good show.
I hadn't heard of it before. I imagine that my Netflix algorithm and your Netflix algorithm look
very different.
Pretty different.
Better than anything from the Social Dilemma, that is the case. This is the case.
Yeah. So I think I feel comfortable saying that the winner of today's episode is Chris Middleton.
Oh,
yay!
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad my horniness finally came into got me somewhere.
Yeah.
Usually just gets me to the clinic. Am I right? But thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for coming on. Does anybody have anything that they want to promote or just remind our audience of before we sign off?
Yeah.
No, follow me on Instagram if you want.
Yeah.
At Carley Thorne.
Yeah, I've got nothing going on at all.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, except for your road trip throughout the American Northeast, going to all those libraries to burn all of their copies
Edgar
of
Allan Poe.
the works of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
There's
go
that.
find his grave.
Yeah.
And then what?
I haven't figured it out yet.
And then you hear a knocking. Is that one of the stories? I don't know.
Probably. I think so. It sounds about right.
Not so much a knocking, but a rapping at the chamber door.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
There's a raven.
Yeah.
Black cat.
Yeah,
There's a raven. I don't know. Yeah.
That's what you should write the fanfiction about next. The Raven.
The raven.
Fucks Edgar Allan Poe.
Believe it or not, there is an incredible version of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Which keeps all of the original meter and rhyme scheme, but just turns it into this fantastical orgy that the writer has imagined.
See, that's the kind of writer we should be supporting.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
13-year-old cousin bullshit.
Yeah.
Just this porn in meter.
Yeah.
It's a work of art. Yeah. The first time I heard somebody reading it aloud, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe how smart it was.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah.
It was like Salieri hearing Mozart for the first time and knowing that he was forever going to be mediocre. All right, so we've got at Carley Thorne on Instagram. Chris?
Yeah, just follow me at actually Chris on Twitter. I write for the comedy country website Parton Pearl. I do comedy reviews, and I also recap Canada's Drag Race. So if you watch it, you can go read those. And then I'll post writing on Twitter. That's if you want pithy comments about pop culture, that's where you find them.
And Andrea?
Yeah, if you want to see me spiral out and scream into the void, follow me on at Pop Goes Andrea on everything.
On all the socials.
On all the socials. Just there whining about stuff. That's all I got.
Yeah, I gave my all to this, and now I've got literally nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I'm like rethinking fan fiction now. I'm like, oh, fan fiction.
Not just fiction.
Please
Okay.
have me back because I have some.
Of course, yeah.
Oprah and Gail. I have an Oprah and Gail story that I'd love to have that unveiled here, but I didn't. But.
Yeah.
All right. I will absolutely have you back on, but it better be Oprah and Gail, because if it's anything else, I'm going to immediately call you out.
We're going to stop the recording.
Stop the recording.
Hey, I thought we agreed last time.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not cool, man.
So thank you to, again, all of our contestants, Carley Thorne, Andrea Marston, and our champion today, Chris Middleton.
Yay.
When you said my name, I gave a peace sign as if anyone could see me.
Podcasts are a visual medium. It's okay.
I know. I would like to be like wave like that's me, and no one can see me, so it's just dead silence.
All right. Thank you again to Carley Thorne, peace sign.
Peace.
Andrea Marston, any visual cue you'd like to go along?
Thumbs up, please.
Thumbs up, great. And our champion, Chris Middleton.
Yeah, I'm thumbs up, pinkies out, doing rocking. Hey.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
hang
yeah.
loose, hang loose.
Hanging loose.
And I'm your host, Paul JP, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll throw up the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Heavy metal will never die. Ugh. We'll see you all next time for another edition of The Pen is Mightier.
Bye.
Bye.